Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, Pak Widi, and good afternoon for all my friends. I am Lili Sulistianti. As the second presenter, will explain about dictionaries. A dictionary is a central part of the description of any languages. A good ordinary household dictionary typically gives at least three kinds of information. The first is phonological information, second, grammatical information, and then the third is semantic information about the word's meaning. Here are the examples taken from the Random House Dictionary of the English Language. College edition 1968. For example, number 1, green is green, and then part A is the underline phonological information, and second is bracket. In the bracket are adj or adjective, and then the last is about the semantic information, that is of the color of growing foliage. Number 2, must, auxiliary verb, and then to be compelled to as by instinct or natural law. If you are familiar with a phonetic alphabet typically used by linguists, such as the International Phonetic Alphabet, you will notice that Random House regrettably uses an idiosyncratic imitated pronunciation instead of a proper phonetic alphabet. In this unit, we will suppress phonological information about the words we use as example, and we will only revert to grammatical information in order to distinguish between various semantic senses of a word. And then we shall concentrate our attention on the semantic aspect of the kind of dictionary of language, of a language that a linguist would wish to present. Here are the samples extracted from the Concise Oxford Dictionary. Human, there are some points of the meaning here. Number 1, of or belonging to man, that is a man or consists of men. 2, of man as opposition to God. 3, having or showing the qualities distinctive of man as opposition to animals, machines, mere objects, etc. Now here we get the point that all about dictionaries is that their definitions are necessarily interconnected. The interconnected here, for example, the word of sex, male and female. Male includes sex, and then female includes sex, while woman includes woman. Next is the difference between ordinary dictionary writer and semanticist dictionary. Ordinary dictionary writer concerned with describing meaning and not with prescribing meaning. That is, we are not concerned with making value judgments about any aspects of meaning. While semantics dictionary, the aim is to describe the sense of relation between predicates as they understand them in their own everyday languages. But there is one notable area in which descriptive semantics are prepared to abandon ordinary language and to allow a few terms which do not actually occur in the language to be regarded as predicates entering into sense relation with other actually occurring predicates. We explain this below. For example, the word sibling. Sibling is not a word in the everyday English vocabulary, but it is a technical term used to refer to someone who is either a brother or a sister. Sibling is to brother and sister what parents is to father and mother. And here the theoretical or technical predicates must be used sparingly and only to collect together under one heading a set of predicates that share a common conceptual elements. Here, look at the practice from the concise Oxford Dictionary given above on page 195. Number one, the definition of marriage includes the word man. How many senses of man have we given in the above sample? Yes, there are two. Number two, does the definition of marriage state explicitly which sense of man is intended? The answer is no. And then number three, if one genuinely did not know the meaning of marriage, could one get the impression from this dictionary that it could mean condition of a woman and any other human being legally united for purpose of living together and usually procreating lawful offspring? The answer is yes. In fact, the concise Oxford Dictionary does use superscript numbers on the words in some of its definition, but generally only in cases of homonymy as opposite to polysemy. Next practice. Answer the following question about the sense relation between words and sentences as you understand them. Number one, is male compatible with female? The answer is no. Number two, does John is married to Mary? Intel, Mary is married to John? Yes. Number three, does the bench is joined to the table? Intel, the table is joined to the bench? The answer is yes. Number four, is man, in either sense given, a hyponymy of animal? The answer is yes. Now look at here, in this information is clearly presented or indeed presented at all in the ordinary dictionary. The next practice. Number one, in the definition given for female, is there any mention of the predicate male? The answer is no. Number two, in the definition given for male, is there any mention of female? The answer is no. Number three, in the definition of man, does the use of other animal imply that human beings are in fact animals? The answer is yes. Here, the semantics goal is to be able to account every every sense relation. Alright, now we continue the difference between a dictionary and an encyclopedia. A dictionary describes the sense of predicates, while an encyclopedia contains factual information of a variety of types, but generally no information specifically on the meaning of words. Practice A. Which of the two dictionaries quoted below is the more encyclopedic? B. In the dictionary entries quote below, underline the information in one or both entries that seems not strictly relevant to the sense of the word divine. Between the concise Oxford and Webster New College. The answer is for A, Webster's in both cases, and B, the information that we would judge to be not relevant to the sense of the words divine is as follows. Number 1, originally worn by Basque peasants. Number 2, carnivorous. In the male upper canine, the skin makes blah 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 and yields oil. Alright, that is all about dictionary. I hope it will useful. My explanation will useful for you and especially for me as the presenter. I'm so sorry if there are still any if there are any mistake or the likeness. Thank you for the attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.